Queensland is in for some wild weather over the next few days, with a heat wave and a storm supercell affecting different parts of the state. Let's get an update now from the senior meteorologist Angus Hines at the Bureau. Hi there, Angus. So let's start in the southeast of Queensland. We could see hail and tornadoes. What should residents be preparing for?
Good afternoon, Melissa. You're absolutely right. We're expecting extensive outbreak of severe thunderstorms to occur today. In fact, it's already started. And you're talking about Queensland, but we also have to factor in northeastern New South Wales. That's another area which is certainly at risk of seeing significant thunderstorms later on today that could bring some really hazardous weather. We've already started to see severe thunderstorms develop over the northern ranges in New South Wales, from the Hunter up to the Queensland border. And it's expected that over the next few hours, through the course of Saturday afternoon, these severe thunderstorms could spread and impact many other areas. So our spots which are most at risk in New South Wales, it's the northern tablelands, the northwest slopes and plains, potentially the northern rivers and the mid-north coast as well. In Queensland, it's the southeast, including that highly populated coastal strip through the Gold Coast, Brisbane, the Sunshine Coast and up to Noosa, as well as the Lockyer Valley, the Darling Downs, the Granite Belt and up into the Burnett region too. So severe thunderstorms can really pack a punch. They could bring a wide array of severe weather. We could see heavy or intense rainfall. Now that can lead to areas of flooding and road closures. We could see large or giant hail. Now we saw that yesterday and it's pretty likely that will get repeated today. Big hailstones, 5 to 8 centimetres across. That can damage roofs, damage cars, damage crops, and of course we could see damaging to destructive winds, and the potential is there for some of these really big thunderstorms to spawn 1 or 2 tornadoes today. Now that's not something that we warn for all the time. It's pretty uncommon to see those tornado systems around Australia. So the fact that we're even mentioning it tells us this is a really high-end severe thunderstorm outbreak.
So how might this compare to the destructive storms that we saw, particularly in Brisbane last weekend?
Yeah, it certainly could see some of the similar type weather, and if anything, today is lining up to be as big, if not bigger, in terms of the intensity of the severe weather that we could see. That whole array, as I talked about, the very strong, damaging, destructive winds, the big hail, the heavy rain, that could all come at once for some of these areas. So the weather could be very disruptive, potentially damaging, and could really leave a mark on places where it does occur. So it's a very broad risk area across that east coast. Not everyone is going to get the worst of the weather. There will be pockets of more severe conditions, but certainly we are anticipating lots of warnings today and a fair bit of impact from these weather hazards.
Yes, and that's so parts of Queensland and also in New South Wales. If we look further north in Queensland, though, we've also got a heatwave warning current.
We do still have heat waves across the tropical north. That's northern Queensland and parts of the Territory. And frankly, it's been like that for over a week. In some places, a couple of weeks, we've just had this prolonged spell of very hot days. But maybe more notably, it's been the very warm nights, which mean that people can't cool down. They can't shake free of the heat overnight. We've had some places staying in the very high 20s for their overnight minimum temperatures. And when you have several days of hot days and hot nights in a row, that's when the heat waves kick in, and it's looking to stay like that in some areas until around about Tuesday next week, where we should see some slightly milder conditions set in.
Okay, so a lot for people to keep an eye on this weekend. Angus, there will no doubt be a lot of people heading to the Bureau's website. Just take us through some of the changes that I understand have now sort of been changed back when it comes to the rain radars there. Just talk us through what people can expect and what they'll be seeing when they head to the Bureau's website.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So there was a new website rollout about 10 days, 12 days ago, and one of the big things which caused a lot of community feedback were some visual changes to the radar. Now, based on all of that community feedback, we have switched back the radar view so it's in line with what you would have seen on the old web page. So essentially what that means is the default view when you load up the rain radar is now showing rain reflectivity, which is what it used to show on the old web page. There is also an option to see rain rate as your view, and you can change that in the settings menu, but by default now it should match what you're used to and what you used to see on the old site. And today's a really good day to keep that radar open, because these storms are going to be significant, they're going to be severe, and the radar is the best way to track thunderstorms.